Hi teams, Lee Allison coming to you again today with the sixth in our series of Agile leadership lesson videos. This is the sixth in the overall series, but as far as the Agile hiring sub-series goes to, this is our second and there's at least two more to come. So as you can tell, we've changed locations today. We're not in front of the whiteboard. And the reason for that is that today we're talking about something that is really fundamental that I want you to be prioritizing for in your overall hiring. It doesn't matter what the role of the person you're hiring is, this is one trait that you absolutely need to be prioritizing. Ooh, lightning. By the way, oh, isn't that cool? By the way, Central Texas, I'm south of Austin, is currently undergoing its late summer fall wet period. So we've got a nice little rainstorm going on right outside the back door, just that direction. If you see the occasional pop of lightning or hear the thunder, these are rare here in Central Texas. So we're just going to enjoy them today. All right. But the reason we're down here in my kitchen area as opposed to up in front of the whiteboard in the office is this is less of a lesson and more of just a conversation. This is a mindset that I need for you to wholly embrace and understand, and it's relatively easy to get through, but it is fundamentally critical to the success or failure of your Agile teams. Regardless of the position that we're talking about, if you're hiring a team member or, and we're going to talk about this in a minute, if you are training pre-existing team members, these are the things that you must be prioritizing. More specifically, this is the one thing that I want you to prioritize more than anything else. And that is very simply the ability of this person to collaborate with other team members. Now, that sounds like it's very soft and fuzzy. And Lee, how the heck am I supposed to be testing for, ooh, nice lightning pop. Thunder coming any minute now. There it is, got it. How am I supposed to be prioritizing for collaboration? Well, at the ingest process, there's a couple of different ways that you can go about doing it. The first and the easiest is to make sure in your interviews wow, that one was really close. I'm glad I'm indoors, aren't you? In your verbal interactions with your team, with potential team members, you should be asking them open-ended, leading questions, and these questions should be giving them the opportunity to explain to you how they collaborated. Now, obviously, you're not going to just ask somebody, hey, are you collaborative? Of course they're going to say yes. What you want to do instead is ask them questions along the lines of, talk to me about a time when your team faced a major challenge and you were able to work with the team to overcome the challenge. That's a great one. Talk to me about a time when you and your team experienced a failure. How did you address the failure and how did you overcome it? That's another great one. When I'm interviewing with folks, or I'm interviewing folks for potential positions, I always make sure to give them an opportunity to talk about a failure. I'm looking first and foremost, do they admit that they have failures? I have sat in on job interviews where potential candidates have totally whiffed on that question whatsoever. Oh, well, I'm sorry, Mr. Allison, I've never had a failure. Well, you've also never had a job opportunity at my organization either. Nobody's perfect. That's absurd to think that you didn't have a job failure, right? Of course you did. So, you're giving these candidates an opportunity to openly address shortcomings that they or their team had. Now, the second part of that question is, how did your team address and overcome this particular problem? Well, that's a different beast entirely, because now you're much less concerned with the meat of their response and you're more concerned with the mindset that their response gives you. You're looking for things like, well, my team and I determined, you're looking for those inclusive statements. Our problem was, our solution, we took an off-site and went to a local bar to hammer this problem out. You're looking for those inclusive statements that indicates to you that this person thinks, acts, and views the world as if they are a member of a team. Red flag statements are an excessive number of I did this, I did that, I took this responsibility. Yes, you want some of those. You want some personal accountability, but like any good recipe, you need a balance of those two things. Okay. This is all just the Q&A. If you want additional questions that can help you tease out whether or not this potential team member is collaborative, Google searches are your friend. What you need to be Googling is behavioral interview questions or collaborative interview questions. LinkedIn has a fistful of blog posts about it. All of the top job or IT focused articles, magazines, online web magazines, they all have articles about this stuff. And there's some really good learning out there that I strongly encourage you to get under your belt. But if you really want to understand in action whether or not this person is potentially collaborative, I recommend team-based interview processes. Now, these are a little bit harder to set up, but you get a much richer interaction with the potential candidates, and you get an opportunity to see whether or not their words match their actions. When you're doing team interview processes, what you're going to do is you're going to get 3 or 4 or 5, hopefully more, good solid candidates. Hopefully these people have already passed the tech screens, already have gone through 1 or 2 face-to-face verbal interview processes, and now as a final hurdle, you're going to place them into a team interview process. And you're going to get 3, 4, 5 of these potential candidates together. And what you're going to do is you're going to give them a task. Any task will do, but you're looking to find out if one particular person is trying to become CEO of the team candidate process. Are they bossy? Do they direct? Does this person actually take on responsibilities for themselves, or are they just handing them off to other potential candidates? One activity that I can strongly recommend is what is referred to as the Marshmallow Challenge. In the comments, I will link to a video that talks about the Marshmallow Challenge. It requires $4 worth of materials for you to pull it together. You're going to give your team of candidates a limited number of dry spaghetti sticks, a limited number of tape, a limited number of string, and 1 marshmallow. And their challenge is to elevate that marshmallow as far above the interview table as they possibly can, only using the string, the tape, and the spaghetti, and not hanging it off the overhead lights or fixtures or anything like that. And that's the full limit of those rules. But like the video that I'm going to link talks about, once you have the people in the scenario and you're looking at the various team members, the people that you want to be prioritized for a job offer process are the people who show the highest level of collaborative abilities, the highest level of collaborative skill set, what we usually refer to as team players. And those are the people, all other things being equal, same set of certifications, vaguely the same resume experience levels, they pass the same technical interviews just fine. What you're looking for the tiebreaker is that ability to collaborate. It will make or break the success of your teams. Now, Lee, what about all of these team members that I've already got in place? Do I need to start exiting people and bringing in more collaborative? Well, hold up there, boss. Hopefully that isn't the case. Believe it or not, collaboration, like any other skill set, can be learned. It is literally just the same thing as learning how to paint, learning how to cook, learning how to garden, fly a kite, sew, whatever other skill set. Collaboration is also its own skill set. And it is possible to train people to go from unacceptable or lower levels of collaborative abilities up into higher levels. They have to want to grow along this path, but if they are engaged and if they are willing to take the journey, it is absolutely a trainable exercise. In situations like that, you're going to want to work closely with the team member and start prioritizing and rewarding collaboration skills. It's as simple as starting to have them change up their verbiage. No longer talk about what you are doing, but talk about what your team is doing and how you're contributing to it. Just simple mindset changes. But the lesson that I want you to walk away from: first and foremost, you should be hiring for collaborative abilities. Secondly, it is possible to train pre-existing staff members to be more and more collaborative. I would strongly recommend that you take a look at emotional intelligence, because at its heart, emotional intelligence is really just empathy for other people's situations. And teamwork rests on your ability to empathize with how your actions are interacting with the rest of your teammates. Okay, that's pretty much the end of the lesson. This is an insanely deep topic that I could do hours worth of videos on, but I've given you enough. I've told you, you need to be hiring for and developing for collaborative skill sets. I'm going to put a couple of links in the comments of the video that will get you started on your own research, that can help you do this, that can help you hire and train for this. And I want you to really lean in on the ability to play nice with others, for lack of a better phrase. Okay? So that's our second Agile hiring video. We've got at least 2 more videos coming up. Our next video coming up next week is going to lay out an Agile hierarchy for your organization. Not just your Scrum Masters and your product owners, but your entire product structure, infrastructure, all of your development and DevOps, along with all of your process people, your Scrum Masters, coaches, RTEs, senior, everybody over in that. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about each one of these positions in a standard organization. Our fourth and final video will talk about major certification bodies and what they bring to the table and what they don't bring to the table. You're looking not just for any Agile certification, you're looking for a specific certification, and not all of them are created equal. Some are better suited to some situations than others. So we're going to talk about that in the fourth and final video. Okay, hopefully this has been a good and informative video for everybody. Thanks for being here during the middle of a Central Texas rainstorm. These things are insanely rare. It's actually pretty cool to sit out on the back porch and just listen to the rain hit the aluminum overhead. It's very relaxing. Goes well with a short glass of scotch and ice as well, if you're into that sort of thing. All right, my usual sign off. Contact information is going to be in the closing bumper. Like, follow if you're enjoying the video series. Don't forget also to share it on your social media. It's been a pleasure. I hope everybody has a really great day. I hope you're having great weather near you. Please continue to be safe and continue to take good care of the people around you. We'll see you next week with part 3 of this series. Everybody take care, folks. Bye.